if there's one thing I've learned over my high school career, it's that as long as you're proud of yourself and you're doing something that makes you happy, it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks or wants you to achieve or thinks you should be able to achieve. Because if you don't want to achieve that, you're not going to put goals and you're not going to put your time and effort into achieving that. So if your parents want you to have straight A's and you don't want that and you don't think that's important, you're not going to put your effort in to do that. It doesn't matter that your parents think you should or want you to. So in the summer of 2020, I was in a car accident, and I used to be that way. I used to think, okay, like, I'm gonna get straight A's, I'm gonna be a 3-sport athlete, and I'm gonna achieve all these things while I'm in high school. Well, my car accident changed that. I later, after the car accident, was showing major signs of depressive symptoms and anxiety symptoms, and we didn't know at the time, but it was related to my car accident and my TBI that I got. And so we had to do a bunch of testing and therapy, and it took like a year and a half to finally figure out that like this car accident jiggled around my brain so much that I developed depression and anxiety. And it really changed my outlook on high school and my perspective on the world. And I've gotten so many lessons from it, but my major one is that you can't change what you think and feel. You can't change your forms, and you can't try to achieve something that somebody else wants you to achieve if you don't want to get there. I went from straight A's to F's, and like that was hard to realize that I was failing in high school. And I just didn't want to change because my brain wouldn't allow me to, and my chemicals were all messed up and I couldn't change. And I think what I really learned from this experience was that it doesn't matter if my parents want me to get straight A's or if they think I'm smart enough to get straight A's. If I don't want to do it, and if I'm not capable of doing it, whether it's mental or physical status, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I want people to know that like that's okay to not be able to do what your parents want you to do, and to either, if it's just because you can't or because you don't want to, it's okay to be your own human in high school. Like that's what high school is for, is to learn who you are, and you can't do that if you're stuck under your parents' thumb and you're trying to achieve what they want you to achieve. It only works if you're doing something that you want to do. And I think that's something that I want to pass on to like my future kids and future generations, is that as long as you're okay with how you're doing and you're proud of yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And yeah, it's hard when you know you're disappointing your parents, but do what you want to do and what you want to achieve and live with it. And understand that that's your consequence. Like, yeah, people may want you to achieve these things, but that your consequence is that you won't if you don't do this. And maybe you will. It's all up to you. But that's really my message of you can only do what you want and achieve what you want. Nobody else can really influence if you get those things done or not.